My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then a 10 to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often bears a pit, click, ready from ear to ear. Craving and radiating rain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom, boom. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and we missed George's on Tuesday, but of course, we are back for George's Happy Hog, one of my favorite places. And of course, if you don't know where it's at 712 Culbertson Drive, just east of Lincoln Boulevard, just over the hill. It is north of the OU Medical Center and south of the Capitol, just across from the Harn Homestead. You can, if you want to cater, they do have catering, and if you want to, 405-525-8111. They are open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and of course, they're smoking on Sunday. So if you haven't had a chance to come by George's, you're missing a great place, and of course, they are. This remote live stream is sponsored by YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. The bank that makes things happen. They are an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. If you have any loans that you want to do, whether they're car, houses, boats, whatever, these are the people that you want to go talk to. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Now, tell you what, I'm excited about this week. We have a full slate of sports. We had Major League Baseball last night. Of course, the Yankees, we'll talk about that today. The Yankees game, of course, is canceled due to weather, and I think it's tomorrow at 2. So we'll have a full day of that. We've got college football tonight. We have the OU game, OU Kansas, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for OU because of the simple fact Kansas' quarterback is out for a year. So I don't know if that's good or bad playing against the backup. Sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it can be bad. It's just kind of hard because you just don't have enough tape on them to kind of figure out what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what can we give them, what can we take away. So we'll see how that works out. I did get invited to the game today. Remember, OU's only lost 2 games that I've ever attended. Notre Dame, and of course, Kansas State. And my guy Dave Dearduff has invited me to come, so I may go do that. I know that the only thing I hate is the 11 a.m. game. And my problem with 11 a.m. games, you really can't – I mean, I love Bloody Marys, but you can't really – it just doesn't – 11 a.m. games don't really give you that feel. Now, OU Texas is a completely different thing because it's OU Texas, and it's always at 11. So it has a different feel. It's a different vibe. It's just crazy. It's the rivalry. So that has a little bit different feeling from an 11 a.m. game, but I hate 11 a.m. games. And I prefer the ones at night. But anyway, let's talk about Major League Baseball. I was hoping my guy Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com was going to be here, but he is not here. They're not on the air yet. He's supposed to be joining me at some point, hopefully today, and we can get in and visit with him about baseball. So I'm going to talk about the Thunder until he gets here. In Thunder news, it's the Thunder and Spurs tonight. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Thunder, we've won 5 of our last 7 preseason games. How about that? And the Spurs have lost 8 out of 12, which to me, the preseason doesn't really mean a whole lot other than the fact that I've got a chance to see some of these guys play a little bit more. I'm still stuck on what I'm stuck on, what I've seen as far as the players and the level of talent that the Thunder have, and that 26.5 over-under I think is a bunch of crap. But anyway, that being said, you can look at the Thunder. I love our stats thus far. We're averaging 119.6 points per game. We're shooting 50% from the field, and we're shooting 39% almost 40% from three. That is huge for the Thunder. And we're only allowing 98. Now, of course, that's not real. I mean, I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say, oh, the Thunder is going to be great this year. I'm not doing that. I am encouraged, though, because we need to average around between 115 to 120 points a game to be competitive in the West. And at the same time, if we're going to have a successful franchise, and that means if we're going to be in the top 5 or 6, then we're going to have to give up less than what we score. That's going to be part of it. We're going to have to beat the teams that we're better than, and the teams that we're even with, we're going to have to beat them the majority of the time. And then we're still going to compete with the teams that we're going to compete with. But we're not going to be as good as Golden State. Who knows what the hell Golden State's going to do, and we're going to talk about that as well later. But we don't know what they're going to do. On the other side of that, are we going to compete against the Clippers? Who knows? The Clippers to me are like the Mets. What are the Mets? They were in first place, 175 days or something they were in first place? It was stupid and it choked. And it's like the Clippers are like the Mets to me. That's all I'm going to say about that. But let's go ahead, jump into NBA news. Draymond Green was fined, as we talked about yesterday, but not suspended. And this was okay with Jordan Poole. And my question is, what do you expect Jordan to do? He's getting ready to get paid $30 whatever million a year on an extension on his rookie contract. What do you expect the guy to do? Well, you got to get rid of Draymond? He's not going to say that because the window of winning championships is a small window. Now, I think Golden State got lucky last year. I think Boston should have beaten Golden State. I do not think Golden State was the best team, but they did get hot at the right time of the year. But do I think they were the best team? No, I do not. But they did win it. They did get the chip, and a lot of it is the simple fact that Steve Kerr out-coached Ime. That's just basically what happened. But I think that the Warriors are going to struggle this year because I don't care who you are. If you get hit like you got hit with a sucker punch, and apparently they've been jawing back and forth for a while, I just don't see that as really something that you're going to have to make a lifetime living off of. And I think they're going to struggle with each other. I think it's going to be an issue. I really, really do. I think that is not going to be – they're not going to be the team that they were. I think they're going to coexist. I think they're going to get along, but I don't think they're going to be necessarily the team that everybody expected them to be this year. The GM survey, every day I've been doing the parts of the GM survey and going through it. And then this week's or today's part of it, the GM survey, who is the best head coach in the NBA? Eric Spoelstra, Miami, 52%. Steve Kerr, Golden State, 22%. Pop still in there at 7%. Monty Williams at 7%, which is another team. How are the Suns going to do? I don't know how well they're going to do this year. We shall see what happens with the Suns because you got issues that you got to deal with on that team. Then, of course, Mike Budenholzer, and the guy that I think is underrated is Taylor Jenkins of Taylor Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies. I think he's a lot better coach than what people expect of him. I should say give him credit for, getting that watermelon sweet tea in me. But I think he's a lot better coach than what people are giving him credit for. So that being said, I'm excited about what's going on this year. I'm excited about what I'm seeing thus far from the different teams. But in NBA basketball, it's going to be an exciting year, and I think it's for the Thunder. And like I said, everybody needs to go support our team. And I think that, if you don't, you're an idiot. I mean, we're going to be good. I mean, are we going to be young? Are we growing? Sam Presti's doing a good job of getting some pieces together. Do I think Chet is, the best pick? No, I don't. But we shall see who's right and who was wrong on that. I just think height has a certain advantage, but you got to be able to shoot jump shots. You're not going to be able to take the ball off the three. Everybody talks about his handles and all that. Well, hell, none of that shit matters. When you're talking about what's going to happen when you're trying to take people off the dribble, you're 7 foot tall. You have to dribble the ball up higher. You're not going to be quicker than a guy who's 5 inches shorter and who's more physically gifted than you are. Not happening. This is not college. This is not AAU. This is not EYBL. Okay? This is the league. It's a huge difference, but we shall see. But I hope it turns out. But that being said, I like what the Thunder are doing thus far, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And like I said, over-unders 26.5. I have predicted this at around 31, 32 games, but we shall see how well the Thunder end up doing this well. Now, remember, the NFL game tonight, the Thursday night matchup, I'm going to have to watch this game. I'm not really overly excited about it, and I'm upset that the Yankees are not going to be able to play tonight. Their game is postponed. So I'm pretty upset about that. They're not going to be able to play. But tonight, the Commanders versus the Bears, it's a pick 'em, over under 38. I do believe Carson Wentz is better than what people say. I do believe that. I think he's better. I don't think he's necessarily getting the best rap. I think he's a better player than what he has been showing. But overall, I think that that team, the Commanders, is something I don't want to see. And, of course, we're going to talk about their owner, Daniel Jones, here in a little bit on some NFL news and about that. So we're going to discuss him and the issues that he has been talking about. So we shall see what's going to happen. But tonight, Commanders versus the Bears. I mean, I guess if you're a Commanders fan, and Drew, my guy Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com still calls them the Redskins. But, once again, do what the Chiefs did. Go talk to the Indians, to the chiefs of the Indian tribes, or excuse me, not the Indians, the tribes, and visit with them, the indigenous people. Remember, they were here first. So do what the Chiefs did. The Chiefs, they still got the Chiefs. They still talk about it. Nobody bugs them. Why? Because they went to all the tribes. They talked to the owners the chiefs of the different tribes. They said, hey, what can we do? How can we be more personal? How can we be less intrusive, or how can we be less disrespectful to y'all? But they've been doing that, starting with his dad, Lamar Hunt. They've always been like that. So that's why there has not been any backlash to the Chiefs, unlike the Indians, who are now the Guardians. And that's part of it. I mean, be respectful to people. Don't be an arrogant billionaire ass, and don't think like you're better than everybody. And that's the problem with our country. Everybody wants to make America great again. Well, America was already great. Now is it great again? No, it's not great again. In fact, it's worse than it used to be. Why? Because of people and how they're doing. And this is my guy, William Tisdale, calling me. He's supposed to be calling me on the other line, Brody. You can come online. You can't call me right now on my phone. I can't answer the phone while I'm doing the show. I should just blow him up and go, hey, man, why are you calling me doing the show? Which is what I should have done. But I'm just going to text him and go, bro, doing the show. But that's my guy, William Tisdale. What a great guy he is. And sorry, William. I guess I could just send him a Zoom link, and I may do that here in just a second. Let me see. What is it? He's sending me something. I'm asking if he wants to come on. Because I can send him a Zoom link really, really easily to get that done. But I digress. And sorry. That's part of what we do here. My show is, I want it light, I want it fun, I want it interactive. I don't want this rigid, this is what we get. Well, no, I mean, it's my personality. And any of you all know me, you know that I love to have fun. I love to enjoy myself. And I think that, shows like this should be lighthearted. They should be fun. They should have serious moments. They should tell the truth. They should be opinionated, but at the same time, don't be so rigid that you have no fun. You know, I'm not. I don't want to do that. It's not my personality. And I screw up, and I want you guys to see me screw up and be able to laugh at me. Because hell, I'm laughing at myself when I screw up. So it's not that big of a deal. And I think that people should be able to laugh as well. So that being said, I'm excited about this weekend. Like I was talking about, I mean, you got Major League Baseball tonight. Braves won last night. I'm trying to wait for Drew to come on so we can talk about baseball and his favorite, because it's not my favorite. It's his favorite. So I'm trying to switch the show around so that we can wait and we can talk about his Braves and how they won last night. Of course, I got text messages, but I wasn't trying to watch it because I was too busy watching the Padres and the Dodgers and watching my Dodgers go down and watching Clayton Kershaw. And it's just so frustrating watching him because he's just so good. He's so Peyton Manning, really. I mean, he's fantastic during the year. He's hard to hit. And then the playoffs, it just seems like, he throws bad pitches. They can't defend behind him. They make mistakes. They do dumb stuff. It's just like it's almost like he's cursed almost that he has to do that. So it was very frustrating watching them. So I did not watch the Braves because I don't really care about Atlanta anyway. That's Drew's deal, not mine. And he was watching them in the Phillies, so I was hoping he's going to come on so we can talk about it. But we're going to give him a little bit. And then if he doesn't, hell, he doesn't, and we'll just move on. So that being said, let's just go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll talk about our sponsors. Once again, Collaborative Logic. If you've got any IT needs, those are the people you want to contact. Plus, they can develop software that helps your office and your company run more smoothly. They can come out and write specific things just for your company and software for your company. So they are more than just as Russell told me, we're more than just a computer deal. We can do more than that. So if you've got anything, you want to grow your business and figure out how to do it well, how to make it run more smoothly, you want to add computers, networks, and things like that, those are the people that you want to talk to at Collaborative Logic. And on the other side of that, my guy Mark Long over at SRB, if you have an engineering, surveying, or planning, those are the people. They love to be behind the scenes as you're building a complex or you're doing anything like that. Those are the people, buildings, they can get you. You can look at some of their work on I-35 and Britton Road where they're building all, where all the new businesses are doing everything, because it's great right there on 35 because you can easy access right in the middle of the country. You can get to I-40 really easily and go west or east, and you can go north or south there on 35. But you can look at some of their work out. They designed the buildings, laid everything out, so they're great at engineering, surveying, and planning. And, of course, Oak Grove Trucking and my guy, Jose Fierro, he can come in and help you. Once you figure out everything, he can get all your rocks and all your dirt moved and move it to different locations so that you can make your thing that much more smooth. And then last but not least are my guys at NAFCO, Greg and Max Nafee. What a great group they are. And then once again, happy birthday to my nephew, Max Nafee. His was Saturday and mine was Monday. So anyway, I want to wish them and love everything that they do over there. Then, of course, last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. They are a supporter of black and minority and women-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, and we would not be here at George's Happy Hog if it were not for their sponsorship of our remote live stream. You know they are an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. If you have any loans that you want to make, cars, houses, commercial property, they are the people that you want to see. And by all means, you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. And then, of course, you can go to MC Sports Network, www.mcsportsnetwork. Click on that, and you can watch any of our previous shows here at the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, or you can go to After the Storm. Remember, next Wednesday is the opening season for the Thunder, and next week we will be giving our breakdown of the NBA. We'll be talking about that. It's going to be a huge week. We will be moving our times from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock because, like I said, basketball season is going to be here, so we're going to be having coaches and different people on talking about basketball and talking about what's going to happen. So we're excited about that and about all the new things that we're going to be offering, as well as being able to go to YouTube. And what's going to eventually happen, everybody's going to have to go to YouTube to watch us because eventually we will just be there. You can search the Unpopular Hour - Matt Clark, and it will pop up. You can hit the subscribe, like, notifications button for that. And after the storm, OKC Thunder. That's how you'll be able to reach us. And then we're going to be having phone lines so you can call in anytime. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. As long as you're not being an idiot and saying stupid stuff, hey, you can go on and I'll answer any question you got. Will not get mad because your opinion is different than mine. I'm not that type of guy. But if you're being idiotic and saying some stupid stuff, I don't have time for that. But just be knowledgeable about sports and about what's happening in that. And, of course, we're going to try to get my guy Micah Henson on at least once a week, if not every other week, to talk some OU football. He's a little down and depressed right now because of what's happening with the Sooners. But, hey, keep your head up, and we shall see what's going to happen with the Sooners this coming week. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the OU Sooners and what's going to happen. But now, like I said, this week in college football, I'm excited about what's happening this week in the Big 12. Tonight, of course, you have Baylor versus West Virginia at 7 o'clock on FS1. This weekend is going to be a full slate of games, which I am excited about. You got Iowa State versus Texas. It is in a 12 p.m. game on ABC. Iowa and Texas, I think Texas with Clinton Ewers back, they are just going to be a juggernaut. They're going to be hard to handle. Of course, Kansas at OU, which is the big game this coming weekend. I think both of those are at 11, not 12. So I think that was Eastern Standard Time, not Central Time. Of course, OSU versus TCU. Going to be what a game that's going to be. Like I said, I did get invited to the Kansas OU game by my guy David Durduff, and I may end up going to that game. I know it's an early start, so we shall see. Like I said, I hate those 11 a.m. I freaking hate them. I hate them. Because I just don't think you can really prepare for games that early. But the game tonight, Baylor versus West Virginia, my guy Drew, Henthorne of HuskyDrewPicks.com. I'm trying to wait for him to come on so he can talk about his picks. But he did give his picks tonight for Baylor and West Virginia. And then, of course, tomorrow he'll have his picks for the weekend and all the different games that we're talking about right now. He'll have those. And as we pick, I think Baylor will win tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow I'll have my picks. But I think Texas, I think OU. Like I said, the problem with OU right now is that you got the Kansas backup. And who's going to know? You got to have tape on people. If you don't have enough tape, it's kind of hard to prepare for somebody when you don't know what the hell their strengths and weaknesses are. You have to know what to be able to take away from somebody. And if you don't know what that is, it's just hard to beat any team doing that. It just really, really is. But we shall see what's going to happen in that. And I am excited about the game now, and I probably will go. I'm going to have to hook up with David and talk to him about coming to the game with him and his lovely wife, Teresa. And love those people. God, I've known them since college, really, when they first started dating. So, boy, he got really lucky there talking about outkicking his coverage. He way outkicked his coverage on that one. There's no question about that. That's the best punt that he's ever made or kickoff or whatever that he's ever had in his life to land that wonderful lady that he has, Teresa Durduff, and what a woman she is. OSU, TCU. Man, I tell you, that's going to be a tough game. TCU is playing really, really, really well. But, like, again, it depends on which quarterback we get, Spencer or Sanders. As long as we've gotten Spencer, we get Spencer, I think we're going to be a tough team to beat. I really, really do. I think TCU is going to have their hands full with us, so we shall see what's going to happen on that. But I am excited about the game and what's going to happen with that. So, TCU, I think OSU will get them. I think that TCU's they got lucky at KU last week. But I think that OSU will show that why we are the number 8th ranked team in the country, and I think we should be higher than that. And the Alabama-Tennessee game Saturday night is going to be a great show for that, to see where OSU really is as far as the levels and as far as where they are, where we think they should be, and where the rest of the country thinks that Oklahoma State should be. But I'm excited about what's happening there. I think that the OSU will win the game. I think that the Cowboys are playing really well, and Gundy's got them rolling. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do. But, once again, OSU football, they always have that one game where we just don't understand. We understand that. It's usually Iowa State. It's usually our nemesis. So we shall see what's going to happen. But our front seven is really, really good. Our pass rush is great, so I don't think they're going to be able to do a lot of things to us that they got to do against Kansas and certainly against Oklahoma. So we'll see what's going to happen once again with that. So now in the NFL preview this week, man, there's a lot of good games this weekend, but let me finish with college first. I'm wanting to jump into the NFL because my guys back here behind me, they're wanting to Terry to Drew about the Cowboys and Eagles, but I'm trying to wait on the game till Drew gets on so they can do their little banter back and forth because they're already all fired up. And y'all know me, it's football. Whatever with football. He's great, whatever. I don't really care. Football is not my thing. I care about basketball, but I do love football. But I just don't have. It's the one team I don't have a professional team on. College, clearly, I've got to be an Oklahoma State fan because I went there. So, but I do love watching college football. I just don't really go, oh, man, let me drop everything. I can go do something else for college football. Basketball, totally different thing. If I'm dating anybody, they know, leave me alone. Oklahoma State's playing. Just don't even try to come holler at your boy because I just don't have time to deal with you. Leave me the hell alone when basketball is on. So, you finally made it, did you, brother?
Hey, man, how we doing today?
Man, been waiting on you, man. I, had to.
Got held up in a tag agency. So,
that's always fun. Yes, I do. I tell you that I got pulled over last week because I have a privacy tag. And when I went to the tag agency, I got my new tag. They only gave me one deal. And I'm like, the highway patrolman pulled me over and goes, is this your car? I'm like, well, yes. What the hell are you talking about? A black man can't drive a Porsche? What is your problem, lady? And of course she goes,
Eddie Murphy can.
Well, Eddie Murphy can. Well, clearly I'm not Eddie Murphy, and I'm not in L.A. I doubt if I'd got pulled over if I was in L.A. because that's a common sight, not so much in Oklahoma City.
Reggie Hammond.
You're stupid. You are really stupid. But I will say that the highway patrolman, she ended up being a nice lady once she realized that her bust was inappropriate. So it was not. I was not a car thief. But anyway, glad you got that done. So your boys back here have been hollering about your Eagles. Okay. I said Drew is not on.
He's not you better here. Beat us now. They better beat us now.
I was talking about the power rankings, Drew. And he was talking about how the Eagles are the best team. I said, man, I'm not putting them ahead of the Bills. I'm not putting them ahead of the Chiefs. What is wrong with you? And he goes, they could beat both of those. So in other words, you're telling me that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes.
They should have got beat by Arizona.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, stop it. Stop it. Okay? Just, but anyway, everybody's passionate about their team, as you should be. You're passionate about your Braves. You're passionate about your Cowboys. Right?
Yep.
Okay, just checking. Okay, now we can go in and do baseball, which I was waiting on you to come in. I don't want to get in to baseball, but the scores last night, Padres and the Dodgers, flip-flop of the scores. It was 5-3 the night before, 5-3 last night. The series tied 1-1.
Yeah, I think San Diego may have something for your Dodgers. But I really liked that pitching matchup last night. Kershaw struggles in the playoffs. We talked about this earlier. He just, for whatever reason, they make a lot of mistakes when he's on the mound, or he gives up the big hit, or he had action on the bases the whole night.
Yeah, he did.
He never had a clean inning. No. So
and Bautista was killing.
We'll see. Yep.
But that's it. But some pitchers, you go against as that hitter. I don't care who you are, how great you are. You have that one hitter that you can't get out. You know what I'm saying?
You get the home run from Muncy where he should have been struck out.
Yeah.
He should have been sitting on the pine. Horrible call.
No, that pitch was high, Drew. That pitch was high.
then the next pitch he sends it yard.
Yes, brother, the pitch was high, bro. It was just outside the
Oh,
strike
come
zone.
on. It was a
Just
pipe
outside
shot
the strike zone.
right down the middle.
Just a little high, Drew. Just right a little bit above the
But
strike zone.
that series, I think they go 5. We're gonna see. With the Dodgers will have the advantage if they can get one out in San Diego, which they should.
Yeah, you just got.
There'll be just as many Dodgers fans there as there will be Padres fans.
It was just like the other night. I mean, it's like you have more fans of one team than you do the other on a road game. What was that football that you had more? What was it? Cowboys fans than who did they play last week?
When they play last week they played the Rams and there were just many out there.
No, I think they had more Cowboy fans in LA than the Rams did.
I bet.
I mean, Cowboys are ridiculous. Then of course your Braves last night.
The LA is a terrible pro football sports town, I think.
Well, the LA is a transient city. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody goes out there from somewhere else. Okay. Because I was talking to this guy the other day, and he was talking about, talking about when you go out to school. Or you ask him where you go to college, and everybody actually goes somewhere, at San Diego State or, San Jose or whatever. He goes, in Oklahoma, you're cheering for the Sooners. He goes, but they went to another school. They didn't even go there. And I go, well, Oklahoma OU has the number one non-alumni school in the country as far as people support. They don't even go to school there and they support.
Oh, 100% agree with that.
And I said, so it's a completely different thing because he was talking about it out in L.A. UCLA can't get anybody at the games. And they're ranked, what, 10th, 11th, whatever in the country, and they can't get anybody to go to the games.
10 now, yeah.
Yeah, and they can't get anybody to go to the games. So, but like I said,
they were giving tickets away to grade school kids with a note saying that allow them to be late for school the next day if they could go to the game for free.
Well, but you know what? Like I said, in L.A., the problem with L.A. is you have the Lakers, you have the Dodgers, you have the Clippers, you have the Rams, you have the Chargers, you have USC, you got to really, really, really win there more than a few games. You got to be consistently winner to get there. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, consistently winner. Now, back to baseball, though. Phillies, Braves, hey, your Braves chop took care of business last night.
Hey, you know what? They needed it. The Phillies had their ace on the mound. They were riding high. That guy had shut down the Braves for the last 2 years. He's from Atlanta. And I tell you what, our rookie 22-game winner came out and threw darts, shut him down. So that's what we needed to get back in the mix. I think Atlanta gets one of the two out in Philly, and I think it comes back to Atlanta on Sunday, and Fried shuts them down.
Yeah, because we talk about that. It only takes that one victory. If you're a road team, you just want to get one or two.
Well, and I also believe that the way Atlanta finished that first game, they were down 7-3. They get a 3-run home run by Olsen, and we get a circus catch by Paul Castellano in the outfield, where they may have won game 1. And I think that spurred them on to the next game. And the bats kind of woke up a little bit, and I look for them to play well on Saturday. We'll see. Tomorrow afternoon and Saturday.
Yep, tomorrow afternoon. And then the Yankees, of course, got rained out today. We're talking about that. Talking about the games today.
They got rained out today?
Yes, tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So it's just the Mariners and the Stros are the only ones. Well, I don't know if it was raining.
They'll call a Yankee game in the middle of the day, but we got to wait until 8 o'clock for the Braves to play.
Well, they said due to weather, whatever that means.
Well, the problem is what they don't want to happen is to start that game, the Yankees lose the starting pitcher if it gets called in the third inning.
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, the whole thing is you want, your big thing you'd want, the ultimate they'd want is Dodgers and Yankees.
Just give them a couple days off. Give them a couple days off. Put them up at the Ritz. Let's make sure they get there.
Now, Drew, let's not digress. Right now we're talking about the Mariners and the Stros. Leave my Yankees alone. The Mariners and the Stros. That's what we're talking about.
I would say that I would see it hard for the Mariners to come back after blowing that game. But I tell you, they've got a good lineup, another good pitcher on the mound today. So we'll see what happens in that game. I like the Mariners plus the 165. It's a good value.
Yep. Well, let me see. Let's go over your picks then, since you did that layup right there.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and throw your picks up here.
Appreciate the assist.
Okay, we have the Yankees minus 1.5, which clearly that doesn't matter now since the game is tomorrow. So, they did that. Now, the Mariners, you just did the straight money line there?
I did. The money line plays plus 165.
Yeah, because I saw that. I was like, you're just doing a straight money line?
I think they win. I think they win outright.
Yep.
Today. Should have been up 2-0.
Oh, really? Is that what you think? That was a great game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a great game, man.
No reason to
great
pitch
game.
to that guy in that situation.
Yep.
You don't need to pitch that. I mean, I get that you're putting the go-ahead run at the plate, but you didn't need to pitch to him.
Well, that was the go-ahead run at the plate.
Right. You didn't need to pitch to him. Just walking.
Just walking. You got UCF tonight, really? Minus 23,
yeah,
you like them?
Temple. They might be the worst team in college football, or one of them.
One of them, Temple. Yeah, because if you can win at Temple, you can win anywhere, right? Temple is just
UCF's got a lot of athletes on the field, and they're still, the hangover from Heupel being there. They still got a lot of those guys around, and some good transfers. So I look for them to light it up.
Yep, and then, of course, the game that I was talking about earlier, Baylor and West Virginia. Now you got to watch. Well, the problem is now you got to watch that game, and you got to watch the freaking Bears and Commanders because you've only got one game in baseball.
You don't have to watch it. I mean, you can watch the college game and, just look at it out of the corner of your eye, just see them, to watch them punt every 5 plays.
Well,
that's the real bet. How many field goals and how many punts will be tonight? That's what I want to know.
In which game?
I think the over-under is 4.5 in field goals tonight in the Bears-Redskins.
Oh, God, dude. When is the last time there was a pick'em?
Been a while.
I mean, literally. And I'm talking about in the nationally televised game in the NFL. We need to go back. When was the last time it was a pick'em? You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how the Bears aren't favored. I mean, the Redskins are 1-4.
Because the Bears only have 10 touchdowns, Drew.
The Redskins can't beat anybody.
It's just, it didn't help when the coach.
And on the road, too.
It didn't help.
I'm going to take the Bears tonight. Give me the Bears and pick them. And I got a slight lean on the under 38.
Yeah, over under 38 tonight. I was just like, God. But, okay, so anyway, let's go back to the Baylor, West Virginia. You're taking the under 55.
I like you're going to probably it's going to be windy out there. You got some possible rain. Both the Baylor defense is probably the best part of their team, and West Virginia can't score.
No.
So I look for that game to go under. Although I've seen some of the talking heads liking the over, but I don't see it.
I don't either, dude. It's just
55's a lot. That's a lot of points for those two teams. I mean, I think Baylor's averaging like 17 points a game, something crazy.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited about it at all, bro. But, it is what it is. That's what we have to look at. So that's what you're going to do.
Well, Major League Baseball should have just moved the Astros-Mariners game to a night game. I mean, shit, they moved the Braves around all day long. Why can't we move them?
Well, because the Yankees were the night game, weren't they?
Oh, I know, but now that it's canceled, why can't you just move the Astros to the night game?
I'm sure that the people in Houston would prefer a night game versus a day game.
Sure
but,
they would.
But the whole thing,
give them another day off.
But the whole thing is, if you're a baseball fan, you're going to play in the daytime anyway. Who cares? Especially Houston, they've already made plans. They knew it was going to be a day game. I'm already off work, or they've got COVID or whatever excuse that they used.
Well, 3:45 is one thing, but 3:45 is one thing, but putting the defending world champions at noon at home was a joke.
Yeah, well, traffic. You're going to miss traffic both ways.
Traffic.
That's what I'm going with.
Traffic. Yeah. Don't even get me started.
It sounded really good in my mind, bro.
Anything to keep that dream matchup out there. Keep the Dodgers and the Yankees on a collision course.
Dude, I'm sorry. That's what everybody wants. I know you don't. But I'm talking about
what I want.
I'm talking about the NFL. I mean, in Major League Baseball. They would love the Dodgers and the Yankees. They would. I mean, the rankings would be ridiculous compared to the Astros versus the Braves. I mean, nothing against them, but, I mean, let's face it, that's who they want to see. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kershaw versus Cole would be on each other. I mean, what a game that would be, a pitching matchup. But, I digress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just not even going for it, are you?
I agree with you. I mean, as far as what the ratings would be, and what the talking heads would want,
Mm-hmm.
what the, you know, but as far as the general public, I don't know. We'll
General
see.
public, that's what
I mean,
general public wants. Because the rest of them don't really. If you're not outside of Atlanta, you're not a Braves fan. And if you're really outside of
oh boy,
Houston,
you're talking about America's team
they're
now.
not
You
no
there.
America's team.
Settle down.
There's only one
Settle
America's team.
down.
There's only one America's team, and it's the Cowboys. Okay, come on.
Mm-hmm.
That you got one America's team. Agreed. In all of sports,
No.
there's one America's team, and that would be the Cowboys. Nobody else can say that. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. I think you're wrong. I think
there's
the,
only
the
one
Atlanta
team.
Braves would be
There's
America's
only
team.
one team that's America's team.
Red, white, and blue.
There's only one team that's America's team, and that would be the Cowboys. At all of sports. In all of sports. All of it.
Ted tried to get it to be America's team.
He
back
tried
in the 90s.
to, but there's one team that no matter who it is, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They are America's team. Everybody else is, the Lakers and Celtics, you got to divide there. Outside of the South, you got the Braves, and that's it. Out
well,
north.
that's the thing is that people, your population in the South really only has one team.
Right.
That's the Braves.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's it.
That's
you got to cross the Mason-Dixon line to get another team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So in the South, they're the South team. I agree with that 100%. But if you talk about it, if you take a major poll, it would be the Yankees or the Dodgers. Next, United States wide. United States wide, it'd be the Yankees or the Dodgers. United States wide, probably the Yankees would probably.
I'd throw the Red Sox. I'd throw the Red Sox in there too.
That racist ass place. No, I ain't giving them shit. Sorry.
A lot of people like them.
Well, you can like them all you want to.
And the Cubs.
Now I love the
Cubs.
I love the Cubs, but Red Sox, I'm not giving them shit.
Because the Cubs are the lovable losers.
Now,
so,
hey, speaking of your Cowboys, I saw this interesting take today. And, because Dak says he's ready to play, but as you know and I know, what we hear, he still can't spin the ball. He can, but not like he wants to or not like he needs to. And he's ready to play.
The thing is that you don't risk him for these next 3 games. Even if Dallas goes 6-2 in the first 8 games,
right,
and then he gets another week off, then he's 100%.
Well, there's
no reason to risk him.
Well, the take I heard today was comparing Cooper to Dak, because remember Tony Romo was the quarterback, and here are this is interesting, Drew. I pulled up and got the Dak versus Romo stats. Okay, this is crazy, and this is the time when Dak was the 4th round pick, whatever. And what did Dallas do? They ran the ball behind Zeke, behind that offensive line, all of that, and then he won the division playoff and did all that stuff. So here are their percentages, Drew. Dak, 61.61% winning percentage. Tony Romo, 0.614. Completion percentage. Dak, 66.4. Tony, 65.3. Yards average per attempt. 7.6 for Dak, 7.9 for Romo.
That's surprising.
Passer rating, Dak 98.2, Tony 97.1. Now the difference is Tony had 4 Pro Bowls, Dak has 1.
Right.
How crazy is that, Drew?
Yeah, they're a lot closer than I thought they were.
Yeah.
The whole knock on Dak when he took over that it's a dink and dunk offense. They run the ball more, and he's not really expected to win a game, but not lose the game, basically.
Manager.
And, game manager. But, I think Tony Romo is just exacerbated by all the, the bigger games probably he played in and probably the bigger mistakes that he made, honestly.
Yep. Not to mention the fumble on the extra point or field goal for the Cowboys to win a playoff game right there.
Against the Seahawks.
Just little with them little bitty hands he got. So when he can play golf though now, that boy's a ridiculous golfer, but I guess you don't need to have big hands to hold the club.
Nope.
But anyway, remember, so now they're saying the same thing with Cooper is that Cooper Rush is, the Cowboys are running the football, not relying on him to throw the football. He's a game manager, basically doing the same thing that Dak did. And my disagreement with that is that Cooper went to the Giants under his former offensive coordinator and couldn't get the job.
Yep.
I think that is the difference. Now, to me, the Cowboys, they come back if you run the ball and do what you're doing now and have Dak just be a manager again and not depend on him to throw the football, then I think you have a chance to win. How are your thoughts on that?
If you're running the football and you're averaging, 5-6 yards a carry, and you're manageable third downs, of course your quarterback's going to look better because the risk he's throwing on third down is not the 3rd and 13 and not the 3rd and 14. It's the 3rd and 2 out route. It's the 3rd and 3 over the middle of the tight end. It's the 3rd and 4, a little hitch to CD Lamb. You give him high percentage passes and he's going to look better. Instead of throwing the ball on first down and setting yourself up in 2nd and 10, 3rd and long.
Right.
So, and that's what they do with Dak. They get cute. They try to throw the ball too much on first down instead of just running the ball behind your offensive line and running the offense. But I digress.
Yes, I think that's what they're going to have to do to continue because clearly Dak cannot support you.
Yep.
I mean, clearly, that's just not his thing. And plus, it just seems like the Cowboys, it's like after the Bengals win, I think it galvanized them as a team. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I think
that last second drive.
I think it really made them who they are right now. And I saw that stat on Jalen Hurts that, talking about quarterbacks against pressure or against the blitz. And Jalen is like at the bottom of the list as far as when he's blitzed. But when he has a clean pocket, he's unbelievable. But when blitzed, he's at the bottom, one of the top lowest 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league when it comes to protecting the ball or making decisions when he's blitzed.
Yep.
And the Cowboys are going to have to put pressure on him. Don't you agree?
Oh, they're going to get after him. They're going to stack the line of scrimmage. They're going to put 8 men in the box. They're going to go straight up on the wideouts with their safeties and their quarterbacks, and they're going to tee off on him. They're going to make him beat them with his arm.
Well, I think that if the Cowboys can get a lead, they're going to
they'll milk it.
Yeah, if they don't get a lead, then I think then it's going to be tougher for them to do that simply because when a team is
let's be honest. No one is expecting Dallas to win this game. They're playing on house money.
Yep,
they're playing with an undrafted quarterback. Again, Micah Parsons is banged up. They're saying he didn't practice much this week because he's got a groin issue.
I know all about that.
I mean, to me, it's not. I mean, granted, I'd love to see him go out and beat the Eagles, but it's not worth risking the rest of the season. They can be 6-2 going into the break and be just fine.
Well, I noticed that you don't give Micah Parsons any headaches about wearing the ace bandage, but you talk trash about me wearing the ace bandage. What is that all about?
He's not strolling around in some nut huggers with the damn thing on either.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's hilarious.
I mean, come on.
You've got a very good point there. I really can't.
I mean, if he was sporting the 81 Pumas and some bike nut huggers, I mean, then we'd have a different conversation.
That is just wrong on so many levels. I don't even know how many levels of wrong.
Well, I mean, that's what you had. Where you wore the toe cap Pumas, didn't you?
I had the Pumas. I wore the Pumas. We didn't. Coach Hansen didn't say I could wear whatever. I wore Pumas. I wore the Betas. Remember the Nikes had just come out then, so I started wearing the original Nikes. I wore the Adidas pretty much my senior year because those are the most comfortable shoes that I had.
Now, did they come out with the Converse yet? That had the.
I wore the Dr. J's. I wore the Dr. J's in high
Dr.
school.
J's.
Yeah,
remember the next ones they had that had the ankle inserts? I had those.
Yeah, no, I didn't get those. Then I wore the ponies. I wore those. I wore the Reeboks. Wore those.
Those ponies didn't last very long.
Those ponies they weren't very good, man. But they gave my ex-wife at the time. They gave her a bunch of stuff. So whoever gave her the most stuff, that's what I wore.
That's like
whoever gave her the
that's
most
like
care.
Spot Built coming out with a basketball shoe.
Yeah, it was. They were not very good, bro. They were just not very good. Let's go ahead and talk about college football games this week.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in detail about it tomorrow because I know you're gonna have all of your picks. But like I said, we talked about it briefly yesterday. To me, the biggest games I think are going to be Penn State and Michigan.
Yep.
Even though I think Michigan will beat them. Bama.
Yeah, that's a tricky game for Michigan. We're gonna find out who's for real and who's not in that game. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yep. And then I do have the OU and Kansas game on. I got invited to the game, and I may go to the game, but the problem is 11 o'clock. And man, I do like mimosas, and I do like my morning cocktails, but Bloody Marys. But it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? 11 o'clock game.
I'll be out on the golf course. I'll catch the second half in the car on the way home.
Well, yeah, you can do that. And then, of course, our Cowboys and TCU, I think that's a huge game for the Cowboys to make a statement. And I do believe Oklahoma State will handle their business. I don't think TCU is going to be run the ball, and our front seven will allow them to do what they need to do.
Well, everybody acting like that game's just going to be the shootout of shootouts, but we'll see.
I don't see that. Bama, Tennessee.
The OU game, that OU game's gone from 7 to 9. There's a lot of money coming in on OU.
Yep. I just think
I don't know how. I don't know what team they watched last.
Because I think that OU is going to do what they need to do to get stuff done. That's what I think. I think OU is going to play a lot better. But the problem is, like I was saying earlier on the show, Drew, we don't know. You don't know anything about their backup quarterback.
Play? I mean, I guess Gabriel.
Well, I think he's going to play,
plays better.
But my problem is that as your backup quarterback is concerned, you don't know who you're going to get. For the backup quarterback, you don't know.
Right.
You don't have any tape on the guy, so you don't know what the guy is going to be. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what's going to happen because you don't have enough tape. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hang on, Drew. This lady just hit my camera, so I don't know if she just messed it up or what, bro. Oh, it's okay, ma'am. Ma'am, it's okay. Man, it's okay. Don't touch it. It's fine. But anyway, and then in the rest of the college football games of the week, but like I said, when you don't know who the guy is going to be, it's kind of hard, don't you think, Drew?
Oh,
when you don't have any tape on the backup quarterback.
Bean played a little bit last year.
Yeah, no, but you don't really have any.
Offense is completely different.
But you don't have any tape on him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need a full season of tape on somebody. Then, of course, the USC-Utah game in Utah.
Great game.
Man, at night, it's going to be rocking. It's going to be rocking at that game. Then
USC not getting a lot of national respect in that game.
None.
Mean, catching 4 points.
Yep, none.
To a Utah team that just got beat by UCLA.
That's the problem. They just got beat by, and I think Utah was looking ahead a little bit towards SC game.
Oh, no doubt, 100%.
Then you got Clemson and Florida State. You like that a lot. That Clemson Florida State.
I do. I'm waffling back and forth on my pick there. I've Florida State kind of is my homer pick, but we'll see. I mean, Clemson keeps proving me wrong every week, and they're covering. So I don't know. That's a game time decision right there.
Yep.
See what the weather's doing.
And they jumped ahead of Michigan in the rankings, so we'll see. But like you said,
which they should have. They played a tougher schedule.
Yep. But like you said, I think that Florida State is going to give them everything that they want and what they don't want. So I think that's going to be a great game. Mississippi State and Kentucky. Coach Leach, he's one of the brightest, funniest guys I've ever met. He is hilarious, and I really like him, and I like what Mississippi State's going to be doing right there.
Yeah, I'm that line has come down from Kentucky +7 to Kentucky +4. A lot of old money on Kentucky. I like Kentucky in that game plus the points. I liked it a lot better at 7 than I do at 4, but it keeps coming down.
Who is Amelia's pick this week? If you just throw that out there, who does Amelia like, or has she got to wait till tomorrow to make her pick?
Well, she's prone to taking Alabama. She likes Bama -7, and I think that's probably where she'll land.
She'll land with the Bama -7, huh? At Tennessee, at Knoxville, huh?
At Tennessee. I mean, that tells me that the quarterback's playing. I don't see the backup quarterback being a 7-point favorite in
No,
Knoxville.
no.
But
I tell you what, that Henley kid, he's not bad, man.
mm-hmm.
The quarterback for, but I didn't know he was 25.
Oh, I didn't either. That's
He's 25.
surprising.
Yeah. When Georgia and Tennessee
Yeah.
played, he and Stinson, whatever, would both be playing 25-year-olds going against each other.
Oh, yeah,
That,
I know that.
that's a
You know,
crazy stat, huh?
another one where Amelia might land might be Arkansas catching the point at BYU.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I'm just not a BYU fan. Never have. I don't know what it is with
I'm
that.
not either.
I just don't.
That'll be a good sneaky late game there. That's 8:30 start out in Provo.
Yeah.
Arkansas is due. Arkansas is due to win one, but they're snake bit. They might just be snake bit the whole year.
Yep. Now we're gonna end this on our baseball picture in the postseason. Man, you got the
Mm-hmm.
Phillies and the Braves 1-1.
Yep.
You've got the Padres and the Dodgers 1-1.
Yep.
Then you've got, how are they the Guardians? What how do you come up with, I don't know what's worse, that or the Commanders?
You just had the Indians and you put guard on the front of it.
Yeah,
They got real creative.
I just don't get that. It's amazing how the Braves and the Chiefs are the only two teams that figured out how to deal with the indigenous tribes. Don't you think?
Yeah.
That the
I
Indians
mean,
are the
let
only
them
ones
in.
that figured it out.
Yeah.
And-
I listened to that interview on that chief that day, and he said basically, I got bigger problems than people doing a tomahawk chop at a baseball game. He's using that as a segue to get some stuff he needs done.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you know what? On top of that, though, the Chiefs and the Braves, the only two got to keep their names.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think Ted Turner did a great job of going out and then the Braves ownership now have gone out and did a good job of talking to the tribes and, hey, what do you need? Can we help you? How can we be more sensitive to what you need? And the Chiefs were the exact same way. And when you got these owners out here who don't care one bit about anything, so.
Nope.
And that brings me to my NFL news, Drew. The Commanders owner, this is a great segue. He's been owning the team 23 years, did you know he owned them that long?
Yep.
23 years. Daniel Snyder.
Yeah, the Snyder family.
Yeah, he claims to have dirt on NFL owners, the league office, and Goodell. And he says the NFL is a mafia and the owners hate each other. And one of the owners said, no, that's not true. We hate him. We just don't like Snyder. And what do you think about what he said about
Well,
I
saw something about that earlier where Jerry Jones responded in kind or something, basically calling him out, which I hope he does. I mean, who likes the Redskins? But Jerry on his 84th birthday. They have a birthday, Jerry. Appreciate the Super Bowls, by the way. And so it'll get ugly. He's getting desperate.
Yeah, he is, and that's what they're saying. He's getting backed into a corner. He's already bought out all of his owners, former owners. Of course, the major owner was the FedEx chairman of the board, and he bought him out, and because he wanted out of it, he just couldn't deal with it. But the owners are looking at blocking him from getting a new stadium, which they need a new one. And because those fans in D.C. they deserve a better ownership and a better product.
That stadium's not that old. FedEx Field. I mean, fairly new.
Yeah.
They just got him out of RFK. What's he need a new stadium for? Nobody goes to games there.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying is that people, you know how people is. A new stadium, they offer you so much more stuff to do, and because let's face it, once Jerry built Jerry's World, which he did with his own money.
His own money.
Then he sold the rights to AT&T, but with his own money and his own thing, he went out and did it without going to taxpayers and getting all that stuff. So you have to
and Miller Lite and Nike and the rest of it.
Yep. So he did his own
thing.
That's
the only time I get forced to drink Miller Lite is at that stadium.
Dude, that's my drink, Miller Lite, bro. You know
it's
that.
It's terrible.
Dude, shut up, man. Whatever. Love Miller Lite, man.
So back to your
It's not as good as Pacifico. Not good as Pacifico, though.
It is not.
I've been drinking a lot of Pacifico lately. But anyway, go ahead. Back to my what?
So back to your playoff bracket. What do you got there? You still got your picks?
Yeah, okay. Let me get back to my playoff since we're talking to you. My playoff bracket is really simple. I'm still taking the Yankees over the Guardians. I'm still going with that. I'm going with Houston, over the Mariners. Okay, and then on the other side, I believe your Braves will. I think Philly, they've done everything they could do to get past the Cardinals. I think they're out of it. I think the Braves will handle their business in 4, not 5. I think the
Wow. All
Mariners will
right.
have themselves in 4.
They sweep them in
I
Philly,
think
huh?
they sweep them in Philly. And then San Diego and the Dodgers. That's my only thing. I think the Dodgers get them in 5. Atlanta against the Dodgers. I'm just gonna go against you just for fun's sake, and I'm gonna take the Dodgers. And
Dodgers will be a heavy favorite in that
yeah.
series.
So I think
They'll
the
be a heavy favorite.
Yankees, Dodgers, and then of course I think that the Yankees will prevail over the Dodgers. If not, my other scenario too is the Astros and the Braves, and I want the Braves to win over the Stros. And so
A rematch, huh?
even though I'm gonna get beat up about that, when I go to Houston, I'm gonna get abused by those
Well,
Houstonian people.
I've got the Braves beating the Phillies in 5. I've got the Dodgers beating the Padres in 5. I've got the Yankees over the Indians in 4. And then I've got the Astros in 5 over Seattle, which that's the only one that I'm kind of hesitant on. And I've got the Yankees and the Braves in the World Series.
And of course, you got the Braves.
I don't know. It's going to be, I don't know. I'm not sure on a winner there. It depends on if Albies is back in the lineup or not. We got to get Albies back healthy.
Well, he'll be back by
So
then
we'll
because what
see.
is that, 3 weeks from now?
Yeah, we're hoping to have him back for NLCS. So he's not on the roster right now. So
Well, because that's next
um,
week.
yeah, next week I think they'll move the rookie bond down to make room for Albies and if they make the LCS.
You think that's what they'll do? Because I mean, I'm just sitting there looking at it, crazy.
I think you have to. I mean, because I think you have to. I mean, you got a 7-game series. You'll have another basically, 12 days to get him back in the lineup.
You have to get him back healthy. One thing that you had missed, Drew. I'm gonna talk about the Thunder real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here because I gotta go. Speaking of that, I gotta
Yep.
go train. You know whose son here in about 50 minutes. Thunder Spurs tonight, 7 o'clock. The Thunder have won 5 out of the last 7 preseason games. The Spurs have lost 8 of 12. Now, of course, you and I don't really take a whole lot of
Well, I think
stock in
that
the
shows you
preseason.
who cares about preseason and who
Who
doesn't.
doesn't?
I mean, the Popovich doesn't care about
No, he
preseason.
doesn't. And then you've got points. The Thunder are averaging 119.6, shooting 50% from the field, which that's normal for them pretty much. And then, but 3-point percentage, Drew, 39.9.
That's where they need to be
They got
to have
to
a
be
chance.
competitive. Yeah, because you and I talked about it. They got to be 115 or 120 points a game minimum. They're going to give
Yep.
up points. There's no doubt about that. But they've got to average, high 30s, low 40s as a 3-point percentage if they're going to be any competitive at all. If not, they're
Yep.
just that 26 and a half is going to be right on the money.
Well, and the game's gonna slow down a little bit when it gets into the regular season. The teams will start running more offense. It's not going to be, firing in rookies to come jack up threes in the
Yeah,
middle of the third quarter. So we'll see. I think they fall somewhere in the 107, 108 range,
yep, but that's about what we
averaging per
said.
year, somewhere in that neighborhood.
That's what we thought.
Yep.
Which puts them at about 31 to 33 games winning, which is
Yep.
that's about what we think. But he's got another chance to get.
I mean,
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, I'll say that gives them another chance to get into the lottery mix, and gives them a chance to get some more picks, higher picks this year. Because I mean, there's now,
Yep.
so it
Well,
gives you a
yeah. I
chance to
mean,
really get something.
they can make some moves.
Yeah,
They can
but
make some moves. They get in the lottery.
Yep, I agree. We could do some things, but to add, and everybody talks about, oh, well, Yamba, whatever. I'm like, dude, you don't need him and Chet. That makes 0 sense to have 2 7-footers. Why would you do that?
No.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Go get Scoot.
If you traded Chet,
Yeah,
you could trade
they ain't
Chet.
they ain't gonna do that. But you go get Scoot. You take Scoot instead of him for the Thunder because you need a guy who can play, a guard who can shoot, who can run, do things that gives you a chance to give you more flexibility. And let's face it, Trey Mann, he's wanted by a lot of people. That may give you a chance to get some picks and stuff for Trey because he is playing really, really well, and you really wouldn't need him as much. So, anyway, brother, hey, appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And like I said, it's been a good slate of games tonight. So for gambling, so
Yep.
get on HuskerDrewPicks.com and go Big Red.
Shit, there we go with that damn big red shit. Anyway, that's my guy, Husker Drew, Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go to his website, and he has been on fire lately. And please go check my boy out because he has been red hot, and you will win money following him. So that being said, everybody have a